stairs. We have our original rail here. It makes a nice turn, comes down, and the railing is bored on the bottom for the original balusters that were here, which we're putting back again, right? So of course they have to be cut now because the stair is at a different height because of all the stuff we had to do to restore it. So what we're doing is we're looking at, we take our baluster and we're cutting it down because they have to be cut down now. This side of the stair came up, which makes the baluster a little shorter. So we're taking that off the bottom. So we're making a cut on the bottom. And then we're putting a pin into it, a dowel. We're going to have a dowel that we put in the center line. I have a center marked here. We're going to put a dowel in the center, a short little dowel. It will stick out a little bit, ½ inch or so. And then we'll play around a little bit, taper this, sand it, maybe carve it a little bit just to get it to fit back in here pretty good. And then we'll work our baluster in, we'll slide it over and drop it down into a hole that we've made with a forstner bit. The forstner bit versus the spade bit. The spade bit has this long point on it. So of course we're not using the spade bit to drill these holes. We're using a forstner bit because you see how short the point is? The point won't go through the wood. So it's a really nice way to drill a hole that's pretty flat and you don't want to penetrate the other side. So how we're locating our holes, we're just taking a little story stick and we're plumbing down, we're lining it up. I can eyeball that. I can eyeball the hole and I can plumb down with this story stick onto the flat of the tread. And I can do that in 2 different directions and get a location for the hole. And that's how we're locating the holes. So once we locate the hole, we take our forstner bit, we put it on the location, and you can see down here the forstner drills us a little ½ inch hole in there, and I'm sorry, 7/8 hole, because this is 7/8 dowel. And once that 7/8 hole is drilled, we have to take these balusters and then locate a spot for the pin and put the pin in. The old guys did us a favor. When they turned the balusters, the original wood turners, 150 years ago, they had a mark at the top and they had a mark at the bottom. See that right there? That's how they set the baluster into the lathe before they started the machine and turned it. So we have centering marks that we can use thanks to those guys. So we save that step. So what we do is we drill our hole, then we cut the baluster down so it will fit, and then we reset the pin. That's what we're going to do right now. So we have to be able to move the baluster up into the handrail enough so that a pin will clear the tread and scoot over and drop in. So I can feel this one. It's not up high enough. I can see I'm going to be fighting it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to drill the handrail out a little bit so I can get a little more uppage into it. I'm going to use a smaller forstner, a ½ inch forstner, and I'm going to take a little more of a bite out of this. Now we have some clearance there. We have I can put my finger underneath the baluster now. So if we drill our pin into our dowel into here, and we leave like 3/8 sticking out of the bottom, we can sort of fight it over and it'll drop in. Everything should work out just fine. That's good. Now we're going to stick our dowel in here and we're going to mark, like maybe leave 3/8 sticking out. We're going to take that to the saw and cut it out. Okay, so we have our 7/8 hole here. We now have a 7/8 plug. that fits in there nice and tight, right? So we want to put a little scooch of glue in there just for the hell of it. Just for the heck of it. However you want to say it. Whatever world you live in. And then we're just going to tap this in. Tap our dowel in. Dowel is tapped in. Now we're going to try to jam the baluster up into its underside hole. And it is. And then we're going to slide it over, and it should mate up there and then be able to push it down. And there we go. We have a nice fit. A very nice fit. And that's going to be good. So that's the procedure we're following for these balusters. The use of this little story stick, we're plumbing down our existing holes on the underside. We're taking our balusters and we're chopping them down here, drilling a hole, putting a plug into the bottom, a dowel, and then we're pushing them up into the rail, pulling them over, and letting them drop down. That's been the procedure for all these balusters, and we got a nice result here. They look really great, and they look like cousins of these other ones because they're pretty close the way they're made. You put them together, they're pretty darn close. Very happy with how this is going.